The District of Columbia $2 coin, released in 2009 as part of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, holds a unique place in American numismatics. This coin is significant not just for its design, but also for the historical and cultural importance it represents. The District of Columbia, although not a state, was honored with its own quarter after the completion of the 50 State Quarters program. This extension was part of a broader effort to recognize the nation's capital along with U.S. territories. The coin was officially released on January 26, 2009, marking a significant moment in the series as it celebrated the rich history and cultural heritage of Washington, D.C. The obverse side of the District of Columbia quarter features the familiar profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This design has been a standard feature on U.S. quarters since 1932, when it was first introduced to commemorate Washington's 200th birthday. The image of George Washington on the obverse was designed by John Flanagan, a sculptor who initially created the design for the 1932 quarter. Washington is depicted in a left-facing profile, with his hair tied back in a queue, as was typical of the 18th century. Surrounding Washington's profile are several inscriptions. United States of America. This inscription arcs along the top of the coin, emphasizing the national origin of the currency. Liberty. Placed to the left of Washington's profile, this word underscores one of the fundamental values of the United States. In God we trust. Positioned to the right of Washington's profile, this phrase is a long-standing motto of the United States. $2. The denomination of the coin is inscribed at the bottom of the obverse, indicating its value. The reverse side of the District of Columbia quarter is where the coin's unique design comes into play. This side of the coin was specifically crafted to honor Washington, D.C.'s rich cultural heritage and its ongoing quest for representation. Duke Ellington. The centerpiece of the reverse design is an image of Duke Ellington, a world-renowned jazz musician and composer who was born and raised in Washington, D.C. Ellington is shown seated at a grand piano, with his hands poised over the keys. This depiction celebrates his immense contributions to music and his connection to the nation's capital. Justice for all. This inscription appears below Ellington's image, serving as both a motto and a subtle political message. It reflects Washington, D.C.'s long-standing fight for equal representation in the federal government, particularly the push for voting rights in Congress. District of Columbia. The name of the district is inscribed along the top edge of the reverse side, clearly identifying the coin's honoree. Mint year. The year 2009 is inscribed at the bottom, indicating when the coin was minted and released. And e pluribus unum means out of many one. Cultural significance. The decision to feature Duke Ellington on the coin was made after public input, reflecting the community's pride in its local heritage. Ellington is the first African American and the first musician to be featured on a U.S. coin, making this quarter historically significant. Political message. The phrase "justice for all" is more than just a motto. It is a subtle political statement. Washington, D.C. residents pay federal taxes and serve in the military, yet they lack full representation in Congress. The slogan on the coin highlights this ongoing struggle for equal rights. Design selection process. The process of selecting the design for the District of Columbia quarter was a collaborative effort involving the citizens of Washington, D.C., the D.C. Commission on the Arts and Humanities, and the U.S. Mint. Several design options were presented, and the final choice was made through public voting. The other design options included themes related to the district's architecture, history, and symbols. But the image of Duke Ellington at the piano ultimately won the majority of votes. Circulation and collectability. While the District of Columbia quarter was minted for general circulation, like all the coins in the 50 State Quarters program, it is also a favorite among collectors. Its unique design and the cultural significance behind it make it a sought-after item for those interested in numismatics, particularly those focusing on American history and African American heritage. Errors and variations. As with many coins, there are known errors and variations of the District of Columbia quarter that can be particularly valuable to collectors. Some of these errors include double die strikes and off-center strikes, which can increase the coin's value significantly. The District of Columbia $2 coin is more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of the nation's capital and its rich cultural heritage. By featuring Duke Ellington, The coin pays homage to the contributions of African Americans to American culture, while the inscription, "Justice for All," serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for equality in Washington, D.C. The District of Columbia quarter is a fascinating coin with deep historical and cultural significance. It stands as a tribute to a city that has been at the heart of American history, politics, and culture since the nation's founding. Whether you're a coin collector or a history enthusiast, the District of Columbia quarter offers a unique glimpse into the story of the nation's capital and its people.